The trustee.
Sir, you
Now,
need to stop. You're being in contempt of court. You need to stop, or I'll have the officer assist you in stopping. All right,
that's
Missy,
false
I want
imprisonment.
you to stop talking, or you can go upstairs to the county jail. Now, do you want to go to jail tonight? The
Your
second
Honor, I
right,
also have a right to understand the nature
sir.
cause of this. I have a right to understand the
All
nature
right. If you
cause.
don't want to listen to me, you can go to jail.
I'm
Well,
not
that's
being
why an
disruptive. I'm
attorney
just
can
trying to
help.
understand the nature and cause of the
All right,
charges.
officers. I'm gonna
What
close
am
this
I doing?
case.
I'm sitting here trying to understand the charge.
If he gives any more grief,
Your Honor, can I please go home? Your Honor, can I please go home? I'll leave.
All right, guys. Today we've got one of the dumbest sovereign citizens we've ever seen on this channel. This guy ended up in court for speeding and not having valid insurance, but somehow he still thinks the whole situation is a joke. Meanwhile, he could actually be looking at some real jail time. Instead of taking things seriously, he's out here arguing with the judge like they're just two bros debating over who gets the last slice of pizza. Like seriously, this isn't a frat house. It's a courtroom. I want to hear what you guys think. Do you believe this guy is mentally struggling, or is he just completely clueless about what's going on? And also tell me this. Do you think the judge handled
Mr. Johnson appearing in person and pro se. Your name tag on your uniform says Johnson, so I presume you are Mr. Johnson. Now, sir, if you could get right in front of that microphone, thank you.
Can you hear me?
I can. Sir,
Yes.
you're charged in count one with speeding 82 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone. That is a traffic infraction. It is not a charge that carries any jail time. It has a scheduled fine, 82 and a 65. You're accused of operating your motor vehicle without proof of insurance. Now, if you had insurance but just couldn't find it, you can get the proof to the county attorney and she'll probably dismiss that charge. If, in fact, it had lapsed or something was happening so that you didn't have insurance on the vehicle at the time being January 4th, 2024, that is a B misdemeanor. The maximum penalties as far as jail time would be 6 months, although probation is usually granted. There is a mandatory minimum fine the court must impose of $300, but it could be as high as $1,000. You do have the right to hire any attorney of your choice. If you cannot afford an attorney, you can apply and see if you qualify for court appointed. You can waive your right to counsel and represent yourself. Another option, you might be able to apply for diversion. That is where you apply, and if the county attorney approves you for diversion, you would pay agreed upon fines, costs, get your insurance current, and pay a diversion fee, and she'd dismiss the charges and keep them off your record. If you want to talk about diversion or anything else with your attorney, you certainly will have the opportunity to do that. Your pleas, you have a choice of pleas. You can plead not guilty and we can set this for trial at a later date. You can plead guilty, admitting the charge, and we would proceed with sentencing. Or you could plead no contest, which is neither admitting nor denying the charges, but you'd still most likely be found guilty and we'd proceed to sentencing. If you want to look into diversion, we'll enter a not guilty plea to give you time to do that. You can always change your plea, but once you're convicted, pre-trial diversion is off the table. So
probably not eligible for diversion based on his driving record.
Oh, okay. Well, do you want to talk to an attorney then and discuss whether or not you have a defense? Or?
No, Your Honor. I would like to request a declaratory judgment due to there is no agreement for my performance under any agreement or commission of this court.
Well, I don't need an agreement from you, sir. So if I were
Well, Your Honor, I simply do not understand the nature and cause of the accusation with regard to the jurisdiction of the venue and nature of this action until the prosecutor properly alleges them there. I cannot enter a plea to the charge until I have the opportunity to raise a meaningful defense on my behalf.
You can already see the tension building with the judge here. It's almost like you can watch her patience slowly draining in real time. Meanwhile, this sovereign citizen honestly believes that throwing together a bunch of word salad about freedom and jurisdiction is somehow going to get him out of this situation. Spoiler alert, it won't. The law is pretty straightforward. If you're driving without insurance or a valid license, you're breaking the rules. No amount of made-up legal jargon is going to change that. What really surprises me is how some people get to the point where they genuinely believe they're above the law. It makes you wonder where these ideas even come from. Seriously, does anyone know where they get this information? Is it random websites, forums, or maybe even videos online? Because there seem to be more and more people showing up in court with the exact same arguments. But just wait, because things are about to escalate. This guy is about...
All right, I will then, since you cannot enter a plea today, I will enter a not guilty plea for you and give you
I
time.
object, Your Honor. I object to you entering a plea to me because I must understand the nature and cause of these accusations. So I do not agree to you entering a plea on my behalf.
Well, your position is taken and I'm still going to do it. I will note your objection for the record, but I'm going to enter a not guilty plea.
Well, I object to you
Your
entering a plea
objection
on my
is
behalf.
noted. Your objection is noted, and if the time comes, you can appeal that to the Court of Appeals. Now, on the issue
Well,
of
who is,
attorney,
Your Honor, I would like to ask, who bring these charges against me? I should have the right to
all
question.
right, we're not going to have this debate right now. I've told you you're
I would like to call the state to the stand, Your Honor.
We're not doing
the
that,
state bringing
sir.
charges against me. Who is it? How did I injure the state?
all right. This is your first appearance. I advise you of your rights. I advise you of your charges and possible
Your Honor,
penalties.
I object to the proceeding, for I do not know the nature and cause of the
I'm
proceeding.
entering a not guilty plea. Missy, when is
I object to you entering I object to you entering a plea on my behalf. I do not grant you that right.
Missy?
The court date,
You're supposed to act as a trustee.
Sir,
of
you
the account.
need to stop. You're being in contempt of court. You need to stop, or I'll have the officer assist you in stopping. Missy?
Well, Your Honor, I would like to also bring to
September
according to
27th.
USC 12203.
Deputy Miles.
And also
did you,
Article 3, the judge must operate in good faith and good behavior. So therefore, if you're making a threat towards me, then
Deputy,
that's
if he's going to
urging
keep
me to
being
perform in your
contentious, I'm going to
court.
have you take him into custody on contempt.
Then that would be illegal search and seizures, Your
No,
Honor.
wouldn't you need to go back?
It will.
All right,
It's
Missy.
false
I
imprisonment.
want you to stop talking, or you can go upstairs to the county jail. Now, do you want to go to jail tonight?
Your Honor, again, Title
Deputy
4,
Miles, could you
let's
come in and
see.
assist the defendant?
September 27th at 9 o'clock will be the court date.
September 27th, you said 9 o'clock?
Yes.
9 a.m. You must be back here, sir, in person at the courthouse, or you will be arrested for failure to come to court.
Your Honor.
Now, that deputy there is going to take you into custody if you cannot control yourself through the remainder of this hearing.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just enforcing my right, Your Honor.
All right, so your first right is to have a hearing date, and that is September 27th, 9 a.m. The second
Your Honor, I
right,
also have a right to understand the nature of this.
This guy seriously just cannot take a hint, can he? Honestly, if I were the judge, I probably would have hit him with 30 days for contempt of court without thinking twice. So huge credit to Judge Webster for keeping her composure here, because let's be real, most people would have muted this guy or had him in cuffs already. Now here's the interesting part. When this sovereign citizen starts saying he has the right to know the nature of the charges against him, he's actually not completely wrong. That's a fundamental part of due process under the Sixth Amendment. But the problem is the judge already explained the charges multiple times, And this guy just refuses to listen. Instead, he keeps acting like the judge is running some kind of secret or shady trial, which honestly makes the whole situation even more bizarre. At this point, it's not.
I have a right to understand the
All
nature
right.
of
If you don't want to listen to me, you can go to jail. Do you want to hire an attorney or apply for court appointed?
No, I do not. I don't need to hire an attorney, Your Honor.
You want to represent yourself?
I don't need to hire an attorney. I would like for you as the judge, Your Honor, to explain to me the nature and cause of the.
All right, I'm not going to appoint an attorney if you don't want me to. If you want, you said you don't want to hire an attorney. If you want to apply for court appointed, the officers have forms there that you can fill out.
I just want to understand the nature and cause.
If you don't want to fill one out, I'm going to assume you don't want an attorney. And then if you come to court September 27th at 9 a.m., you're going to be representing yourself if you don't hire or apply for court appointed. And so you've got the third issue. Does he have a bond? Looks like you do, because you failed to appear February 27th at your first appearance. So bench warrant was issued, bond was set at $1,000 cash or professional surety. Looks like that was posted. Looks like you made a cash bond of $1,000. Does that sound right? You put up $1,000 cash back in July 12th?
I'm still trying to understand the nature and cause of this allegation, Your Honor.
I will continue your bond unless you get yourself hauled into jail on contempt before you leave. I will continue your bond with the condition that you reappear here in person at September 27th at 9 a.m. So you've got your court date, you've got your bond, and we've talked about your lawyer. Now, you're wearing a U.S. Army uniform with the name Johnson on it. Are you in or have you been in the United States military?
Your Honor, I'm still trying to understand the nature and cause of the allegation, Your Honor.
All right. If you can leave the courthouse now without any further disruption, I will let you do so. But I'm going to.
Your Honor, it is your oath to explain the nature and cause of the allegation against me. Are you failing to do that?
All right. You can either walk out the front door with the officers, or you can walk upstairs to the county jail with the officers.
Let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen here. Is this guy about to spend the night in jail? Or is he finally going to calm down and leave the courtroom like the judge asked him to? At this point, it honestly feels like it could go either way. The crazy part is that he actually has a choice here. The judge has given him multiple warnings and several chances to just cooperate and move on. But instead, he's completely stuck to his little script like it's somehow going to magically save him. And here's something that makes the situation even stranger. Apparently, this guy used to be in the Army, which honestly raises a lot of questions because behavior like this usually wouldn't last very long in that kind of environment. I honestly don't know what's going on with this guy. Maybe he's confused, maybe he's trying to play a role, or maybe he just believes everything he's saying. Either way, the
choice is yours. Either leave.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand.
Or leave disruptively.
I'm not being disruptive. I'm just trying to understand the nature and cause of the charge.
All right, officers. I'm gonna close.
What am I doing? I'm sitting here trying to understand the charge.
If he gives any more grief,
all I'm asking is to understand the charges. This is for the record. You said it's for the record, so I'm trying to understand what am I being charged?
The charges. Goodbye, sir.
I just want to understand the nature and cause of the charges, Your Honor. That's all I ask. It is your oath to give that.
With you. If you tell me what kind of questions you have, I will be happy to answer them. But I've already told you.
Okay. Under what jurisdiction is these charges being brought to me under?
The state of Kansas has charged you with speeding 82 and a 65 and operating in a motor vehicle without liability insurance on January 4th, 2024 in Greenwood County, Kansas. You failed to appear for your first appearance and a bench warrant was issued, and you were arrested, and you made a bond of 1,000 cash or surety, posting a cash bond. Now you have to go to court, and you have to answer those charges. You can
Your Honor, I
have
don't
a trial if you like, and the burden will be on the state of Kansas to either prove or disprove. If they can't prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, you're let go.
Well, I'm still trying to understand what jurisdiction am I being charged under, Your Honor? That's all I'm trying to understand.
You're being charged under the jurisdiction of the state of Kansas under its criminal.
But according to the Constitution, there are only two
All right,
jurisdictions.
we'll have that on a later date. We'll be in recess, officers. Please escort him one way or the other, depending on his behavior.
But I'm still not understanding what you're charging me with.
Goodbye. We are adjourned.
But if she's the judge, I'm supposed to have clear and concise of what I'm being charged with. I'm not giving y'all a problem. I'm trying to. Well, I'm waiting on the Your Honor to explain.
All right, Missy.
But that's it.
That's our last case on the docket, isn't it?
This is not good.
Yes.
Ms. Gillette, I'll see you at 3:30 docket.
Your Honor, can I please go home? Your Honor, can I please go home? I'll leave.
All right. Well,
Can I go home?
I left it up to them, and I left it up to you, and then they were to behave accordingly.
Honestly, this might be one of the strangest court cases I've ever seen. At some points, it almost felt like this guy was actually trying to end up in jail. Maybe he just didn't care about the outcome, or maybe he thought his arguments would somehow work. The judge even broke everything down for him, explaining the charges and the court's jurisdiction in the simplest way possible. But for whatever reason, he just refused to accept it. What we're really seeing here is a mix of overconfidence and complete misunderstanding of how the legal system works. And this brings up a bigger issue. Cases like this end up taking a lot of time and resources from the court system. Judges, clerks, and staff all have to spend time dealing with arguments that simply don't hold up in court, while other important cases are waiting to be heard. It can be frustrating to watch, especially when the legal process is already complicated enough as it is. That said, I do think the judge handled this situation pretty well. She gave him multiple chances to cooperate, explain the situation clearly, and try to keep the process moving. But I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this entire court case? Was this guy intentionally acting this way? Or did he genuinely believe his arguments would work? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.